Let's talk about buying camera gear from Japan. I wish it was that easy. This video is sponsored by Bai. I have a lot of really neat stuff that I picked up from Japan recently that I want to share with you, some rare camera items, including what's in this box, which we'll unbox together, and I hope is in good condition because I haven't checked it out yet. Buying things from Japan is a great opportunity, so I'm going to share with you why I buy things from Japan, how I buy things from Japan, so that you can too if that is something you are interested in. Now, I will say buying things from Japan is kind of a more advanced buying topic. So if you haven't done a lot of online buying of camera gear, then check out my free ebook. I'll link it in the description. It goes over just the basics. Hundreds of people have downloaded it so far. A few people have said nice things and nobody's said mean things yet. So I put a lot of work into it, so hopefully you find it helpful. It's all about finding really good deals, but also goes over just online safety and how to stay safe online. I have a section in there I wrote all about Bai, which is the sponsor of this video and where I buy camera gear from Japan. So if you prefer written content, then you can check that out. I have screenshots in there how to use the site and stuff, but I'll give you a little demo here as well. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way, and I'm really tempted to open it, but we'll wait till the end of the video. Here's a recent pickup from Japan. This is the Fujifilm 6800 UZ Digicam, and I don't remember where I was first introduced to this camera. I don't think I've actually ever seen anybody use it. I was just digging around online for unique Digicams to share on the channel and shoot with, and this came up. And it is super cool. Obviously a totally different body design with this kind of square, tall design. It also uses one of the first Super CCD sensors from Fujifilm, which is pretty cool. But if you look for these cameras on eBay, you are likely not to find them at all, like zero listings for them. So these must not have sold very much in the States or in other countries other than Japan. So that's why Bai is so cool. It's a proxy service that allows you to shop for local Japanese listings on like Japan Yahoo, Mercari for Japan, and things like that. Sellers that don't want to ship internationally, but Bai steps in and they ship to Bai, so to them it's all the same. It's just a local Japanese sale, but then they ship it to you. So there's loads of these on Bai, even though you won't find them on eBay. So super excited to share more about this camera in the future. Another recent pickup is this Minolta RD3000, which if you remember from this channel, I have a Minolta RD3000 I've shared with you before, but it is not this one. It's behind me and it's in pieces right now because I bought it on eBay here in the States for a very inexpensive price, but it was untested. And it turns out not to totally work. One of the sensors is dead or something. I'm trying to figure it out right now. There's a future video about all this and it's a cool story, so I won't spoil too much about it. But in the meantime, I saw this pop up on Bai and had to snag it, in part because I wanted a working model, just in case I can't get the other one working, but also because it came with this rare 17mm lens. It also came with a 50mm macro lens and a whole bunch of other lenses. So I think I almost have all the lenses in the Minolta Vectus system. And this is another good example of shopping from Japan because these items can be found on eBay here in the States or in other countries. Sometimes they are hard to find. There's not a few options, but they are prohibitively expensive. Like this is a cool camera, but I'm already spending way too much to buy something that is clearly not a very good camera just because it's cool and it's a cool bit of history. But I really can't pay $600 for this in a lens lot. That's just ridiculous to me. So by buying on Bai, I was able to get it at a much, much lower price. And you get to see things like this much more often as well. So you find rare things and they're cheaper there as well. I also picked up this piece of kit, and while I unbox it, let me explain how Bai works because it is a little bit different of a buying experience. So when you're on Bai, you're seeing listings that are from, like I said, Yahoo Japan and Mercari Japan and sites like that, a whole conglomeration of different Japanese websites. So they bring all those listings to you on their site, and you shop it much like you would another website, except you're going to rely on Google Translate a lot and pay attention to the yen conversion rates because you're going to be shopping in yen. Also a tip, make sure you really pay attention to the descriptions here because sometimes the translation isn't very good and it's hard to understand what they're trying to say. So just make sure you know what you're buying. I've found that Japanese sellers are pretty honest, extremely honest even, about the condition of an item if you actually read the description, and you'll find out if it's working or not or untested or whatever. There's even a feedback system like eBay or other websites, so pay attention to that as well and just shop from somebody who has good feedback. Once you win the auction or buy an item, you'll pay for it along with the domestic shipping cost to buy. So that goes from the seller in Japan to buy in Japan. From there, you just wait until the package hits Bai's warehouse. They'll notify you via email when this happens. And then after it's been processed there, you'll have to pay a second shipping fee. So yes, you have to pay shipping twice. So budget that accordingly. The first time you buy, you're just paying for shipping to Japan, but there's going to be that second fee when they ship it to wherever you live in the world. Their shipping prices to you, I've found, are very reasonable. I don't really know how they pull this off, but even this heavy package down here that we're about to open was only like $20 to ship over here to the States. As you can see now from the package, this is a brand new in-box battery grip for the Olympus E300, a camera I made a video about a couple of weeks ago. And this battery grip is nearly impossible to find on eBay. Once again, I had a search alert out there forever, never coming up. But then I decided to try on Bai, and I was able to find it immediately for a pretty good price, kind of more than I want to pay for, a battery grip for a very old camera, but still a good price. And so I snagged it. Now I did look up early reviews of this battery grip and they weren't super hot. And I can kind of see why now. The plastics don't match. The plastics are very cheap on the battery grip. The rubber doesn't match. It's cheaper as well. It's just a really cheap battery grip and mine's already kind of broken in a way. So it works. I'm glad I have it. It's like not even that comfortable to use either. So anyway, I don't recommend that you go out and buy this rare, hard to find battery grip. It's just really not worth the money. All right, are you ready? I'm ready. This has been sitting over in the corner just driving me crazy. I want to open it. This is the very latest package I've gotten from Japan. It came just a few hours ago, so I'm itching to open it. I'll get some scissors. This is an item that's kind of rare. It's not super rare, but I was able to get it very cheap on Bai. I think I'm actually going to flip it. I don't know if I'll actually end up keeping it. But I bought it for so cheap that I can flip it for a really good price here in the States if it's all working. So hopefully this is working good. By the way, if you end up wanting to try Bai's services, they've hooked us up with a coupon in the description for first-time buyers to save some money on their first purchase. So check that out. It really is a really good service. You just have to kind of get used to the quirks of it. So this is from a Japanese seller that was not selling internationally. They were only selling in Japan. And the only reason I got access to it was from Bai. Holy cow, this is heavy. This is by far the heaviest lens I have ever bought. Or ever even held, honestly. Let me know if you recognize this massive lens. You'll find out more about it later on the channel. Check out my other videos if you haven't. I'll leave one right here for you to watch. I'll see you over in that video. And until next time, happy snapping.